Ooh.
What's up first? Okay, we got Ryley Johnson from East Carolina first. Again, just and we can fire away questions in the room, please.
Hey, Jared, I want to be on baseball. Yeah, just talk like what is going on with these guys?
Man, the adversity that we have faced this year. I thank you to all the coaches, all the training staff, and this group of guys. I do this thing 100 times. This is awesome. It's surreal, lost of words. You know, all the people that have doubted us, all the people that believed are the people in the clubhouse. We never gave up on each other. We continue to believe. And the main motto for this weekend was survive and advance, and that's what we did.
Ryley, Andrew, called Baseball Central. What were you looking in that at bat with the double down the line? Where you're looking with the new pitcher coming in as well?
Man, Coach C told me to get back off the plate, see something in, and that's exactly what happened.
Okay, we'll go to Steve and I go, please.
Ryley, you know, we talked a long time ago in the preseason. You know, I know you were hopeful this would be a pain-free year. Obviously, it has not been that, but like everything you put on the line and to kind of culminate with this moment. I know you guys still want to win in the postseason, but to be heading back there, just what are your emotions like?
You know, it's for Jake Hunter, all the seniors, John. You know, you never know when the game's going to be taken away from you. So I don't take this game for granted. Nobody should. And I will continue to believe in these guys. I believed in them all year, even when, you know, they didn't believe in themselves, but I believed in them more. But, you know, the more I talked to them, the more the group started believing in one another. Everything started clicking. And like I said, yeah, it's surreal, loss of words.
Do you think, you know, I don't know, going down to Clearwater, like, was that a good thing for you guys coming together this week? Like, what changed, or was it just simply playing better baseball? What kind of changed in your opinion?
I think, you know, they knew our season was on the line, and we played like it was. And yeah, we didn't play like that earlier in the year. We need to play like that every single game. But, you know, the young group of guys are learning, and, you know, that will carry on down the road. And I'm just super proud of these boys in the clubhouse, coaching staff, and the people that believed in us from the start.
Go to Dugan Lloyd, please.
Hey, Ryley. To come into this tournament with the 6th seed as the underdog, you talked about that survive and advance motto, but to win it as an underdog, how much confidence does that give the team going into next weekend now?
It gives us all the confidence. You know, you never know what can happen in baseball, and we saw that this weekend, this tournament, and we just got to continue believing in one another.
All right, final questions for Ryley. Go back to Ken Berthelot, please.
Ryley, did the series you played a month ago against Tulane, Tulane goes to East Carolina, they win the series, they take 2 out of 3. Did that play any part in inspiration for this day, for this game, in a rematch with Tulane?
Not at all. You know, the regular season was in the past. It was a new season this week, and I'm glad that the guys realize that, because the past is the past. You can't change the past. You can only learn from the past.
Ryley, congratulations. Thank you.
Hell yeah, go Pirates.
All right, we'll bring in second baseman Braden Burress, tournament most outstanding player. And again, we'll start in here if we have any questions for Braden.
Yeah, same thing I asked him. Just what does this mean to you?
Man, it means a lot. Like you said, for the seniors, I play hard because, you know, I have guys behind me like Ryley Johnson and Jake Hunter, Big John, you know, guys who won't be back next year. So you never know when their last game is, and I never know what my last game is. So just playing hard for them.
Braden, your story has been incredible this year, coming in as a local kid, coming in as a huge East Carolina fan. Your dad playing with Coach Cliff. How big this moment just like for you? It's like your inner kid, like you grew up watching this team, and here you are being one of the key reasons this team comes in this week.
I just thank Coach Godwin. I mean, just for honestly just giving me a shot. Nobody else would. It just means a lot that, you know, he's given me the opportunity he's put me in these positions because he believes in me, and that just means the world to me.
Okay, We'll go to Stephen Igo, please.
Braden, starting off the game, Lombardi's obviously a tough guy, but you get the hit, the home run from Jack. Just how much did that give you energy right away and kind of that belief that I'm sure you guys have, but just kind of reinforced it?
I mean, it's just huge starting the game off with a 2-run jack. I mean, that's big. I was just obviously just trying to get on base and knowing that I have great hitters behind me, and Jack's able to get a swing off, which was big momentum to start the game like that.
And then you and Sean, obviously as freshmen, Sean stepped into probably the biggest start of his career. Just what was it like to see him succeed on a day where I'm sure he was, energized, ready to go?
I mean, it's huge. I know when I look down at the end of the dugout and, he's just not talking to anybody. He's locked in. I don't say a word to him. I just let him keep doing his thing.
And we'll go to Dugan Lloyd, please.
Hey, Braden. So Ryley was telling us about the survive and advance motto you guys have been talking about all week. Obviously, you've had a pretty good week yourself. Just curious what that motto has meant to you as you guys try to keep the season going.
It's just one game, one AB, one pitch at a time. Like you said, you just can't take anything for granted because we never know. Never know that if we're going out in 2 or if we're winning the whole thing. So just taking one game at a time and, just winning that one and then moving on to the next one.
Any other questions for Braden? Ken Bertolo, please.
Braden, one of the comments that the broadcast team made today, which is probably pretty correct, that sometimes when you're the second team out of a conference coming into the tournament, or the tournament winner that people might not have expected to win the tournament, and you get that bid, you're going to go into a regional as a 4 seed. But they made the comment that this team right here could be one of the most dangerous 4 seeds in all the regionals anywhere. Why is ECU, or why could ECU be one of the most dangerous 4 seeds? Because of the way you're playing right now.
I mean, if we just play like we did this weekend, I think we can very well just beat anybody in the country, whether it's the top dogs or if it's a 4 seed. I mean, we're just going in with a lot of confidence, and we're gonna just play our brand of baseball.
Braden, congratulations. Thanks so much for your time today and this week.
Thank you.
All right, joined now by East Carolina head coach Cliff Godwin. Coach, congratulations on the championship. If we could just get your thoughts on the week here in Clearwater in the game today.
About them Pirates, all those haters out there, baby. Been waiting to say this all week. So fired up for our guys, our staff. I'm exhausted. It's been a grind this week, but our guys fought just every pitch, every inning. A group that had 28 on the roster when you can have 30. Braxton Trammell was on the roster, but he couldn't play. So 28 healthy players that could go out there this week when you could have 30, and a group that was super connected. And man, it was a fun group to be around. And you can tell the people they didn't have 1 minute of beach time this week or pool time. So I guess Coach Godwin did a good job this week. So maybe I'll get a little bit of credit for doing something right this year. So Sean Jenkins was tremendous today. We really just were hoping to get him through one time in the lineup. It's probably the best he's pitched this year, other than his relief appearance at Charlotte. But definitely, like you said, Igo is the biggest start. I told him that his good was good enough to go out there and compete one pitch at a time and not overcomplicate it. And he was special. And definitely think Braden and Jack in the first inning, Jack getting the swing off to go up 2-0. I'm sure that eased his nerves a little bit. And then we just kept extending. But for him to go out there for 5 1/3, man, was super, super special.
Yep, take questions from the room, please.
Coach, right up on Baseball Central. I just asked Braden how much he needs him being a local kid. You played with his dad. Just talk about how they were him being, again, the blue collar in the fall by the guys, and just making a huge impact on the team right away.
Man, Snow Hill's on the map now, I guess. It's awesome. Snow Hill's a very small town. There's not, many things. There's a lot of good people there, but just a lot of people don't talk about Snow Hill, North Carolina. If you blink, you miss it when you're driving. So it's a great place to grow up. Braden's dad, was a senior at Green Central High School when I was a freshman. I played JV baseball, got called up for the playoffs, and Brad pretty much single-handedly took us to the state championship. We didn't win the state championship, but he pitched almost in every game, played third base, hit the middle lineup. And I wore 16 in high school after Brad graduated because of Brad. And then I wore 16 at East Carolina because of Brad. So it's super special. Super proud of Braden. He has earned everything that he's got, and he will be on scholarship next year, and he will not be going into the portal. And if I have to go find some cash, I'll go find some cash from somebody. But just a super competitive dude, and he played his best baseball this week for sure.
Coach, when did you and your staff make the decision to go to Sean Jenkins and get the start tonight?
Last night, probably, an hour. I mean, that was the only person that was in my head. And AK said, what are you thinking? And I said, Jenkins. He said, me too. So it was pretty, just simple. We wanted to go out there and go through the lineup one time, but he was much more special than that. So it was great. And I thought we played great defense behind him as well. I mean, AP, that play he made falling over the fence was huge. And I think Irby's play in the first batter was huge too. I mean, just the ball smokes. If Irby's not ready to make that play to lead off the game, it may be a different inning.
One last question on how special is true. I mean, it's a whole new group of guys. You find a way to get 7 straight tournament appearances. How special is it for you, staff, and the rest of the team?
Larry Knight, who's Austin Knight's dad, he's a legendary high school coach at Mississippi. He said, this one's special, isn't it? And I said, it sure is. I mean, the adversity that this group's been through, the drama, the injuries, man, it's been, I've earned every cent of my salary this year. I can tell you that. And I'm super proud of our guys just sticking together. I mean, look, they could have folded and just went 0-2, and they just kept showing up. And, like Braden said and Ryley said, we watched Survive and Advance on Monday night. And, I think 2 guys on the team had actually watched it. So we watched it in 2017 when we finished 8th in the conference and we made it to the championship game, but we didn't win the championship game. But we rewatched it and it was awesome. And, that was their mindset all week.
Yeah, Jared Morrison with baseball. You referenced just kind of the unconventional year it's been. How have you grown as a coach, or how have you changed as a coach from this year?
You might need to ask Ryley. Some of the older guys, we've tried every trick in the book. I've challenged them. I've let them play wiffle ball at Charlotte after practice one time to take the pressure off of some of the young guys. And just as fate would have it, Kobe Wallace slips on a base and then lands on his shoulder and sprains his AC joint. I mean, anything that we did, it just something would go wrong. I mean, somebody would get hurt. Braxton, same weekend, runs into Boucher and has an avulsion fracture in his shoulder. We got 2 pitchers, Brett and Antoluk and Ryan Towers, who we expect to be in the weekend rotation. They haven't thrown a pitch for us this year. So it has been very, very challenging for sure, but it's a sweet reward. And I've said this a lot to people behind the scenes, but the only thing that can make something like this happen is God, and just keeping Ryley on the field is, I think God kept him together, to be honest with you. I mean, on the Charlotte game, we weren't even sure if Ryley was going to play when he made all those diving catches and goes into the wall. And Kevin Youngs, our PT, said that his hamstring was actually getting better as the game went on, which is kind of crazy. So, I just thank God that he gave our guys strength and wisdom and toughness and competitive energy to get through the week.
All right, we'll go to the Zoom. We'll go to Steve and I go, please.
Coach, do you think it was, I don't know, as simple as you guys knew that this would have been the end of your season if you didn't win? Can you put your finger on why it came together this week? We know we've seen the pieces, but just consistent level of play all 4 games.
Ryley Johnson being on the field every game is definitely a big piece of the puzzle for sure. But I just think we brought a small group down here, a group that was committed to playing for one another. We talked about being connected, and they were connected. I mean, you have to be in the dugout to really see it, to really feel it. I felt that way on Thursday at South Florida, and I called Nick Schnabel Thursday night after we beat South Florida, and we played so well, and I was like, man, we're turning the corner. And then Friday and Saturday, we looked like the Bad News Bears, and I was like, God, I'm an idiot. Like, we're not turning the corner, and we might go 0-2 in the conference tournament, but the staff and the players, they just kept fighting. And I said this to this team probably 100 times this year, that I believe in you guys. I've seen you play at your best. I don't care if you're a freshman or a sophomore. Like, you guys are good. You're talented. You've played good baseball before. And it just never came together until this week. And, we played really good baseball. I mean, we didn't beat bad teams this week. We beat some really good teams, and we had to earn everything we got. And I'm super proud of our guys.
Go to Gary Smith for the next one, please.
Yeah, Coach, you already referenced the home run, but how tough a pitcher is Michael Lombardi to deal with, and how big was that to get off to a two? I know Tulane's plan was not to fall behind early with him on the mound.
Yeah, just watching his outing against FAU, he pitched against us at home, but that was, I don't know, a month, 6 weeks ago, and he was good. But Tulane just really chased his fastball up out of the zone, so our plan was to not do that, and we did a good job of that early, and then he went to his off-speed stuff, and, man, he's a really good pitcher. I hope somebody drafts him pretty high so he doesn't come back next year. But his breaking ball then gave us fits, and we just were able to, Dixon got a walk, stole second base. John gets a bunt down, and then Ryley, hits a ground ball that just kind of ricochets off his foot to get another run in. And we're just able to kind of piece some more runs together. And then I'm sure he got tired because he threw 105 pitches on Tuesday, and it was hot. And we were able to get some more runs out of the bullpen. But that 5-run inning, whenever that was in the 5th inning, was huge for us.
Thanks.
Okay, we'll go to Dugan Lloyd, please.
Coach, you talked about watching Survive and Advance earlier this week, and then just knowing the gravity of every single game of this tournament. What does it say about the mental grit of your club?
They're a pretty tough group, but they have had a lot of adversity throughout the year. So they've been challenged in pretty much every way possible with the injuries and, losing tight games. And it's hard, man. When you play at a place like East Carolina, I mean, the fans, and Igo can tell you this, I mean, they're very critical of you, especially when you're a young player, like an 18-year-old freshman. And, as much as I educate them, they still go on social media and they read this stuff that is very negative about them. And it can really snowball on you pretty quickly. And I think that was at times definitely, some freshmen had some doubts. They lost some confidence, and we kept, as a staff, trying to build them up and, told them how important the process is, the attention to detail, and just continue to show up every day and not feeling sorry for yourself. And I think our guys have, withstood the test of time, so to speak, and just have been very, I don't know, grizzled or whatever the word is, just tough. They've been toughened up for sure. And I'm just excited for them because, man, all the stuff they went through, they deserve to get to the postseason.
Okay, we'll go next to Ken Bertolo, please.
Hey, Coach, did the month ago series against Tulane at East Carolina, did that play any role in just scouting or motivation for this game today?
No, I actually tried to forget about it. I mean, we're down 20-0 in the 5th inning on Friday night. I mean, look, I've coached at East Carolina for 11 years, and you're in front of 5,000 fans, and you're down 20-0 in the 5th inning. That's uncharted waters. So definitely tried to forget some of those moments, but I knew we were a different team. And, I know the media doesn't like this. Igo laughs at me all the time, but we worry about ourselves, man. We have a scouting report on the pitcher. I mean, I was up watching video because I couldn't sleep last night from midnight to 2 a.m. Trying to figure out how we're going to beat these guys. And so I only slept for like 2 or 3 hours. I'm actually like cramping right now because I'm so dehydrated. But just a special group, man, and I'm just happy that they won a championship.
You also talked about God and sometimes the role he plays in it, not winning and losing, but do you talk to the team just about coming together in faith, coming together in God to stay together as a team? Or how do you use that with the team?
Well, I talk about my faith. I don't force my faith on the group by any means. We do some team prayers at times. We have a part of our program called Sport Works that guys have an opportunity every Monday night. Jamin Shelby and Webb Tyndall are like our team chaplains, and we feed them. And if they want to get a devotional every Monday night or Sundays when we play at home, they can get it before the team meal, but it's not forced on them. The thing about faith is you got to meet people where they are. I know that when I was in high school, if people tried to push Christianity on me, I would have ran the other way because I'm hard-headed at times. So, but I wouldn't be sitting in this chair today if it wasn't for the good Lord and Jesus Christ. I can tell you that with some of the things I've had to go through over the past couple of years.
And look, I only ask that because I've been seeing more and more coaches and players stand up and speak about their faith. And to me, as a reporter, it's refreshing. So thank you for talking about that.
Thanks, Ken.
Okay, we have time for two more. We'll go to Al Myatt, please.
Congratulations, first of all, Cliff. And you're going into the NCAA tournament on some different circumstances this year. Most of the time, the American Athletic Conference has not had the same degree of urgency with the tournament, but in winning the tournament, this team coming together and potentially building some momentum, if you could comment on that.
Yeah, we're not going to host this year. I know that's abnormal for the Pirates. We're going to go on the road, and I've said all along that this team was good enough to make it to the postseason. Even I didn't say it publicly a whole lot, but in the locker room to the team and our staff did. We believed in them, but we're ready to go wherever they send us. I'm sure they'll send us somewhere that's pretty local, which is fine. We're just happy that we can play baseball next weekend.
And then last one from Bubba Rosenbaum, please.
Coach, congrats on another championship. You talked a moment ago about the team staying connected and how you could sense that in the dugout. This week epitomized the team effort, with so many excellent individual performances in all three phases of the game, if you would address it from that angle.
Yeah, I thought we pitched really good. We pitched in the clutch. We played really good defense. Ryley Johnson just being on the field all week is just a confidence booster for everybody on the field. We had to make a little bit of defensive adjustment and put Dixon at shortstop and Braden at second. Braden was a high school shortstop, and he's played pretty much left field for us all year. And, we played good defense with those guys up the middle, turned some double plays. Walker was a stud behind the plate, threw some guys out, blocked everything. And offensively, we put together some tough at-bats. And, just like yesterday, you get down 4-0, and I had told the guys that, hey, you're not going to run through the tournament and not get down. And that's one thing this team, definitely early in the season, if we'd have got down 4-0, they just didn't have a vibe of we could come back. And we didn't flinch yesterday. We had 2 walks with 2 outs. Irby gets a swing off, and then Dixon hits a 3-run homer. And then South Florida hits 2 solo shots, ties it up. And, then we put up a 3-spot in the 9th inning. And that shows the signs of a maturing team and a team that can handle some punches. And that's why we won the conference championship, because they took punches and they just threw more punches than the other teams did.
Coach Godwin, thank you for your time today and this week. Good luck the rest
Go
of the
Pirates.
And thanks to everyone for joining us.